welcome to this short information video on our blended virtual learning. So the first question that I'm sure you'll all have is, what exactly is blended virtual learning? So blended virtual learning is a combination of face-to-face learning and online learning. So for example, when we went into our first lockdown, we had a mix of children who were in school doing face-to-face learning and children who were learning from home. So effectively, it's where we bring the two things together. Over the last half a term, we've done a lot of blended virtual learning in school so that our children are becoming more and more familiar with the concept. For example, our Islamic studies and our Quranic studies have all been taught through blended virtual learning techniques. So what was in place previously? When we went into our first national lockdown back in March, school put in place a combination of paper-based learning packs and learning via Class Dojo. And at the time, that was sufficient for us to be able to deliver learning to ensure children didn't miss too much of their education. So what's changed? Effectively, when we came out of our first lockdown and when we started this academic year, the Department for Education, along with Her Majesty's Government, put in place new legislation and new guidance indicating that schools had to do a bit more than what was in place previously should we go into either a child needing to self-isolate, a small group of children or a bubble needing to self-isolate, or if indeed we did go into a local or further national lockdown. And what they said was, schools should ensure that remote education, where needed, is high quality and aligns as closely as possible with in-school provision. And it's that last bit that's changed really. During the previous lockdown, we used learning packs that other schools nationally were using, including the Oak Academy. They weren't directly linked with our curriculum. So this time around, if we do go into a lockdown or if a bubble needs to self-isolate, all of our learning will be taken directly from our school curriculum. So what will this look like for you as parents, but more importantly for children who are needing to access our blended virtual learning? The platform that we've decided to use as a school is one called Showbie. Now this is a cross-device platform which can be used on mobile phones, on tablets, on laptops and on traditional desktop computers. And it provides access to all types of learning for our children without the need to print any materials. It allows teachers to upload videos of lessons. It allows them to upload learning resources and also the learning activities themselves. It allows the children to complete the learning activities directly on that platform. So as I said, no need for you to print anything. And the benefit of this, as opposed to what we had previously, is that it allows our teachers to provide written and verbal feedback directly on the platform. So it's a much more structured, much more comprehensive package that we would have on offer. So let's take a look at the Showbie platform. So here we are at the Showbie homepage. Every child has already been signed up for a Showbie account and their username and password is stuck into their reading diary or their planner, so do please check those and have a look if you're struggling to log in. At the bottom of the page you'll see the note already registered, sign in. Go ahead and click on that. I'm going to log in as a make-believe child today so that you can see it from a child's point of view. The vast majority of usernames will start with ZP for Zaytuna Primary, and my child is Harry Potter, and I'm going to enter my password and click sign in. That will bring me to my child's homepage, and you can see here on the left hand side the class that my child is assigned to, and it's Mr. Jones's class. Underneath that you can see that there are already 5 assigned pieces of learning for Harry Potter. So if we click on Mr. Jones's class, that will take us into the folders where the learning is contained. And you'll see down the side your class teacher has already set folders up for each different subject area, making it easier to navigate this homepage so that you can look at what learning has been set and know which learning you need to complete. So I can see that Mr. Jones has set a writing assignment, a reading assignment, and a maths assignment. So I'm going to click into the maths and I'm going to have a look. Now I've got 2 lessons in maths, one from the 1st of October and one from the 8th of October. These will appear on your child's homepage in date order, and there'll be one for every day, so do keep checking to make sure you're keeping up to date with that learning. I'm going to click into the long division, and this is where your child's teacher will give them the instructions for the lesson. So this is a Year 6 maths lesson on long division. And Mr. Jones has said, watch the video first and then have a go at the true or false activity. When you feel confident, have a go at the learning activity. So I'm going to follow his instructions. I can click into the video and that will bring it up in the platform. I can have a watch of the video. I can move forwards and backwards. As soon as I've done with watching that video, I click on the X and it brings me back to that lesson. I'm then going to go into the long division learning activity. Now you'll see at the top of the screen you've got a lot of different options. The one that it's defaulted to are the 4 arrows, which means I can use 2 fingers and then 1 finger to stretch and zoom in and pinch to zoom out. And what this allows me to do is see the activities much more clearly. So question 1 says, use these multiples of 13 to complete the long divisions. Now, if I needed to do some workings out, or if I needed to write my answers, next to the 4 arrows is the pen icon, and I can click on that. I'm then able to do some workings out at the side. I'm able to rub them out if I need to with the eraser, which is the next but one along. Or if I needed to highlight anything, I can do so using the highlighter pen. Now, if I'm struggling with something, or if your child is struggling with something, they could leave a voice note for their teacher. And they do that by clicking the speech bubble with the play icon in it. Click that one to highlight it, click where they would like to leave some feedback, and press the record button. Mr. Jones, I'm really struggling with this long division. Could you give me some support, please? Save the voice note. And that then adds it to the learning. And press the record button. Mr. Jones, I'm really struggling with this long division. Could you give me some support, please? Now, the beauty of the feedback in that respect is that teachers can give that as verbal feedback for praise or for actual corrections as well. So it's a two-way system. Once I've completed my learning, I'll click on Done. And that brings me back. You'll notice now as well that there's a paper clip next to the icon of the learning activity. That means I've completed it. I can click into the true or false. Again, same principles apply, but you'll notice on this page, it says page 1 of 2. To get to the next page, I simply swipe across using my fingers, and that gives me the answers there. So for parents, that's a really good test, so you could do some learning with your children. Once I've done that, I click Done, and then back to my home page. I can do the same again then by clicking into my next piece of learning, click on my writing, and for this activity, Mr. Jones again has given me a video to watch and then my writing task. Every time your child does a piece of learning, it will automatically inform the child's class teacher, and they will be able to mark it, respond to it, and give some feedback, again via Showbie. If I go back to the very home page where it says classes, at certain times throughout the day or throughout the week or in different lessons, this page will have some discussion options. Now that can be paused as and when necessary, but do keep an eye on the home page because your class teacher will be able to post some discussion points or some important messages. Your child's timetable will appear on this page as well. That's a very quick introduction to Showbie for parents. Our children have already been practicing using Showbie, so they'll be able to help and support along the way as well. If you do find you run into any problems though, the office will be open between 8 and 4 Monday to Friday. or do drop your child's class teacher a message via Class Dojo. We very much look forward to continuing our learning digitally and very much look forward to working with you on this one. Thanks very much. Assalamu alaikum and bye for now.